Aaron Rodgers is better in December than Santa, and 10 other wild Week 14 stats. In a sort of ho-hum Sunday for the NFL, no doubt serving as an appetizer for a wild 3-week sprint to the finish line. There were a number of eye-opening stats, jaw-dropping numbers showing the greatness of some surprising players, the bad stretches by some greats, the horribleness of others, and some about the Rams. Read on for the craziest stats from Week 14. The Atlanta Falcons went into the LA Coliseum and laid a 42-14 beatdown on the hapless Rams. In doing so, the Falcons scored 7 touchdowns, which is the exact amount the Rams have all season at home. That's 6 games, and the only reason Atlanta doesn't have more than the Rams is that LA got 2 garbage time touchdowns Sunday after going down 42-0. It was the first team to trail by 6 touchdowns at home since the Week 8 of 2011, when the Denver Broncos were down 45-3 to the Lions. Denver's starting quarterback that day, Tim Tebow. Jeff Fisher tied the NFL record for most losses in a coaching career with 165. The man he tied, Dan Reeves, had 17 more wins when he reached 165. And this may come as a bit of a surprise for all those who want to bury Fisher. But the mustachioed one still has a winning record in the NFL, even though he's had 15 losing seasons of his 21 on the sideline. He's 173-1651. What keeps his head above water is a 56-24 stretch over 5 years with the Titans during the heyday of Steve McNair. Aaron Rodgers hasn't lost at home in December since 2008. Since that last defeat, he's had 15 straight wins at Lambeau in the month and overall has a 16-2 record. Pittsburgh's LeVeon Bell set a franchise record with 236 rushing yards Sunday, not bad on a team that's had 2 Hall of Fame running backs in Franco Harris and Jerome Bettis. Bell actually broke a record belonging to Willie Parker, who had 223 yards in a 2006 game. He had 298 total yards, more than the entire Bills team, becoming the first player to outgain an opponent by himself in 2016. Elias notes that Bell has the second most yards per scrimmage through 10 games of a season in history, behind Jim Brown and ahead of O.J. Simpson. Remember, Bell was suspended for 3 weeks to start the year, so he debuted Week 4. And that's 6 games, and the only reason Atlanta doesn't have more than the Rams is that LA got 2 garbage time touchdowns Sunday after going down 42-0. They were the first team to trail by 6 touchdowns at home since the Week 8 of 2011 when the Denver Broncos were down 45-3 to the Lions. Denver's starting quarterback that day, Tim Tebow, in a paragraph filled with impressive stats. This one is the greatest. Bell has the highest yards per scrimmage average of any player who's started more than 40 games in the NFL, 3 yards more than Brown. David Johnson is having an okay season, too. The unheralded Cardinals star had 121 yards from scrimmage, 80 rushing, 41 passing, making him the second man in history to ever go 100+ in his first 13 games of the season. Edgerrin James was the other. With the Lions coming back from a 17-13 deficit in the final 7 minutes Sunday against the Bears, Matthew Stafford earned his 8th comeback victory of the season, the most for any quarterback in the Super Bowl era. But look, the only reason the Lions fell behind is because Stafford threw a pick 6. I'm giving him an asterisk for this one. DeSean Jackson's 80-yard, Willie Mays-like touchdown catch on Sunday rewrote a lot of entries in the NFL record book. The former Eagle and current Redskin has more touchdowns of 60+ yards than any player in NFL history not named Jerry Rice. Jackson has 18, just behind Rice. And this is a great one from CSN Philly's Reuben Frank. Over the past 40 years, Jackson has the most 50-yard catches for the Eagles, 22. Over the past 40 years he also has the most 50-yard catches against the Eagles. Drew Brees had 0 TDs and 3 interceptions for the second straight week. He's never had 3 or more interceptions in consecutive weeks in his career. However, he crossed the 4,000-yard mark for his NFL record 11th straight season, which is 5 more than the second-place streaks by Peyton Manning and, starting today, Matt Ryan. If Brees can stay injury-free and at the same, or even a slightly lower, pace in 2017 and 2018, when he'll be 39, which is no guarantee, he'll break Manning's NFL record for most passing yards. Brees is about 7,000 yards behind at the moment. On Sunday, Russell Wilson threw as many interceptions, 5, as he had in the first 12 weeks of the season. Since the 4th start of his career, Wilson hadn't thrown more than 2 interceptions in any game, and he only did that 4 times. His regular season career high had been 3. In his 4th game ever. In a 16-game stretch over the last 2 years, Game 10 in 2015 through Game 10 in 2016, Wilson had 3 interceptions total. Mike Tomlin won his 100th game Sunday, making the Steelers the first team in NFL history to have 3 coaches with 100 or more victories. Chuck Noll, 193, and Bill Cowher, 149, are the others, and, in the most underrated, unappreciated stat in NFL history, they've all come in succession. No coached from 1969 to 1981 and was succeeded by Cowher, who retired in 2006 and was replaced by Tomlin. That's 3 coaches, 47 years and a combined 443 wins. The Browns' last 3 coaches have a combined 14 wins.